18 WJTS News, I'm Charlotte Olson. An early morning crash between Jasper and Ferdinand claimed the life of a Spencer County woman and left her husband in critical condition. At 4:30 a.m. this morning, 18-year-old Catherine Wire was driving southbound on State Road 162, less than a mile south of State Road 64. Investigators believe that Wire had noticed a vehicle suddenly slowing to a stop in front of her, and then applied the brakes of her 2003 Ford Explorer. While braking, the Ford pulled to the left and crossed the center line, striking a northbound 1997 Chevrolet Malibu head-on. The impact crushed the driver's side of the Chevrolet prior to the Chevrolet leaving the east side of the roadway. Wire's Explorer spun and came to rest in the northbound lane nearly 200 feet south of the point of the crash. The driver of the Chevrolet was 40-year-old Raven Ranninger and did not have time to react to the oncoming Ford prior to being struck head-on. She was pronounced deceased at the scene by the DuBois County Coroner's Office. Her passenger and also her husband, David Weininger, was transported to Memorial Hospital in Jasper, where he was listed in critical condition. Wire was also transported to Memorial Hospital for injuries but was later released. All three occupants were wearing seatbelts at the time of the crash, and investigators believe there was a possible witness to the crash that did not speak to officers at the scene. So anyone who witnessed the crash or has information is asked to contact Sergeant Philip Hensley at the State Police Post in Jasper. You can reach him by calling 812-634-5520. The crash still does remain under investigation by the State Police. And Indiana State Police was assisted at the scene by the DuBois County Sheriff's Department, Ferdinand Police Department, Ferdinand and St. Anthony Fire Departments, Memorial Hospital EMS, and the DuBois County Coroner's Office. A Hardingsburg, Indiana man was placed in jail last night on charges of battering his stepchildren. Last month, on April the 12th, it was reported that Indiana State Trooper Brock Werney began assisting the Indiana Child Protective Services with an investigation involving a 5-year-old girl who had allegedly been struck with a belt. Through the course of the investigation, Trooper Werney learned that the child's stepfather, 22-year-old Devin Wilson of Huntingburg, had not only struck the 5-year-old, but also struck the 19-month-year-old stepdaughter with a belt. He did strike them hard enough to leave markings on her backside. After turning the case over to the Orange County Prosecutor's Office on May the 9th, a warrant for Wilson was issued on Monday of this week for 2 counts of battery on a person less than 14 years of age causing injury. Trooper Werney and Trooper Stephen Sexton arrested Wilson on Wednesday outside the Orange County Courthouse without incident. He was transported to the Orange County Jail, where he is being held on 2 charges of battery of a child less than 14 years of age causing serious bodily injury, which is a level 5 felony. And he is being held on a $300,000 cash bond. A sting operation to find child predators online resulted in the arrest of a 60-year-old Ferdinand man on Friday. After Petersburg police officers deployed decoys acting as young children on social media sites, 60-year-old Stephen Hogg of Ferdinand contacted one of the decoys by computer. He then held an explicit conversation with a supposed 13-year-old child and made arrangements to meet the child. Officers of the Petersburg Police Department arrested Hogg on Friday last week evening when he arrived to meet the decoy. He's being held in the Pike County Jail on a charge of child solicitation, which is a level 4 felony, and is also on a $250,000 bond. This year, the Indiana Department of Transportation will pull back road closures to assist with the Indy 500 traffic. Most highway maintenance activities and construction projects will halt work during the holiday weekend to help increase mobility and also safety. INDOT directs its contractors to pull back barriers and barricades to the safest extent possible to help accommodate the anticipated increase in holiday travel. Some restrictions and also some reduced speed limits will remain in place due to ongoing road construction. In southern Indiana, this will include State Road 245 will be closed south of Santa Claus. Continue to use State Road 162 to access Holiday World. Sections of US 41 near Vincennes are reduced to 1 lane in each direction for bridge construction, including 2 areas just about 3 miles south of US 50. Sections of I-69 near Evansville are reduced to 1 lane for highway and bridge maintenance projects from Green River Road all the way until I-64. Indiana officials at the Department of Natural Resources are urging Hoosiers and homeowners and landscapers to stop planting ornamental pear trees because they are an invasive species that's crowding out native trees. The State Department of Natural Resources says that the trees, commonly known as Bradford pears, may be a popular landscaping tree, but they're also a nuisance that can spread. Megan Abraham is the director of the DNR's Division of Plant Pathology and says that over time, the different varieties of the ornamental pear trees have cross-pollinated, and that's allowed them to rapidly spread into Indiana's natural resources. The DNR says that the best tree to replace any invasive tree species is one that's native to the particular region, such as a serviceberry tree that produces white spring blooms and fruit that attracts wildlife. The DuBois County Women's Leadership Organization, Women Empowering Women, is holding a luncheon for the month of June. This will be happening at the St. Joseph Church Parish Center in Jasper on Wednesday, June the 7th. Women of businesses from around the county will gather to hear a message of motivation. The mission of Women Empowering Women is to inspire women in business to reach their highest potentials by installing confidence, building networks, and promoting community in DuBois County. Membership is open to any woman in business who lives or works in DuBois County. And June's luncheon will feature guest speaker Danielle Granger, the Vice President of Diversity and Inclusion Director for Old National Bank Corp. She will be highlighting the importance of self-awareness and also recognizing individual biases and blind spots. Also, representatives from DuBois County CASA will be available at this session to provide networking opportunities about their services and also education about the impact on the community. Advanced reservations are required for members and guests. Reservations should be made by calling the Jasper Chamber of Commerce at 812-482-6866 or emailing chamber@jasperin.org. Reservations are due by June the 2nd. And make sure you keep it right here, because up next we'll take a look at your weather summary.